Tipperary defenders to set up for the score.
So Tipper back within a point once again of Galway. Inside towards Seamus Calden, hasn't scored from place so far. They've kept a very tight rein on him. Johnny Cohen slips away, slips outside, feeds it forward on as far as Aidan Hart. Hart drives it in. The forwards have come out towards the 45-metre line, leaving a lot of space inside, which they were trying to exploit that time. It didn't quite work out. Might work out for Paddy Maher in the counter-attack. Gets it as far as Dan McCormack. McCormack shrugging off the attentions of Aidan Hart. Back it goes once again. They come once more. This time it's Seamus Calden. Nice ball inside towards O'Dwyer. On it goes towards Michael Breen. Tip trying to come forward. Interjecting, however, is Daithí Burke. And the counter-attack sees him play that ball all the way down towards Jason Flynn. Winning that is James Barry. He's lost it. Crows again, tries to help here. It was Cathal Barrett getting it forward as far as Ronan Maher, and Maher held as he was going out. This is one they need. This is one they get. It's Galway by 2 points once again.
Yeah, that's a fabulous free for a guy who wouldn't have been taking them all year.
Caught by Patrick Bonner-Maher. Off he goes, looking to try and lay it off. Immediately surrounded, and he wrong-foots the Galway players. The challenge then from McInerney. Referee says play on, no foul. John O'Dwyer does, turns around, hits it smartly, and hits it wide as well. At this week and last. Again, it's away by Cathal Barrett. Brilliantly done. Into the inside forward line. And once again, John Hanbury, wrong-footed, and John McGrath has an opportunity. He gives it off to O'Dwyer, and it's in the back of the net. He was brought on to get scores. He's done it. John Bubbles O'Dwyer in the 61st minute. Tipperary by 1. 2:15 to 1:19.
Jar, look at this for a finish. That's unbelievable skill. John McGrath with a great ball right beside the end line, just bounces it off the ground. It's the only way he could have scored it, but there's very, very few players in the game that could have finished that from that angle. Absolutely phenomenal score.
Oh, so cleverly done. Now back come Galway and Cooney, and it's over the bar. He's got a goal in 5. That's brilliantly, brilliantly done, and the teams are level for 9 times in this game. It's quite phenomenal.
It is, John. There's, you know, over the last number of years, very little. I think 6 of the last 8 games between them, there's only been 2 points between Tipperary and Galway, and look, it's looking very like this again today. I
mentioned at the start, Michael, they were level at in the league match in March. A point between them last year. This time, Joseph Cooney would like to be on the right side of a victory once again, but that minutes remaining. Gripping stuff. It bounces kindly. Seamus Calden almost in, kept at bay by Pádraig Mannion. They go again, Bonner-Maher feeding it inside, Calden scooping it, John McGrath almost in, he is now! Two goals in the space of about 90 seconds.
Well, we've seen 2 unbelievable goals. Seamus Calden, I thought, was fouled early, but look at that flick off the ground up to John McGrath, and the composure for him at his edge to take the tackle from the goalie and then turn around and into the empty net. Phenomenal goal.
It could be the big breakthrough for Tipperary, but it's only a 3-point game.
A hurl thrown there as well, but I don't think it was picked up.
Well, hurleys went flying, but right now the real hurling is going to have to be done by the forwards of Galway to get themselves back into it again. They may do so. Cathal Mannion hasn't scored in the match, looking to try and offload it, and he takes too long while he was making up his mind what he was going to do next, and the chance has gone a-begging. And as you can see from the clock, 7 minutes to go.
Well, why he didn't just stick it over the bar? You know, there's 7 minutes to go. There's loads of time. They needed a score just after.
Shane Maloney, they do remember last year. Cooney to pop this over the bar from 30 metres. No bother to him. 1-6 he's got. So Shane Maloney, number 23. Here Ronan Maher once again hits it into the ground. Poor clearance. Missed by Niall Burke initially, but goes back, tries to take command of that situation. Finally John Hanbury comes out, and he's swung around the head and goes down. As far as David Burke hoping to play in this year's All-Ireland final, but it's all going to depend on the next 2 minutes at this stage. It's 2 minutes of added time. Tip are that near to making it a Kilkenny Tip final. Brendan Maher will hope to be the captain that day. Ronan Maher will hope to wear the number 6 jersey. Goalkeeper Colm Calden for Galway still has time with his team if they can get a goal at this stage. Johnny Cohen hooped. Great work again by Bonner Maher, as he does so well and has been doing so since they last won the All-Ireland in 2010. Back by David Burke. All or nothing now, you would feel. Dropped down here, won by James Barry. Helped out by Paddy Maher, nervously away. Won back once again. Final shot goes over the bar from Shane Maloney, as he did last year. They're within 1 point. 2-19 Tipperary, 2-18 Galway.
Yeah, good composure there by Shane Maloney. There's only a point in it. This will be the last play of the game. So if Galway, possession obviously vital from this puck out.
Toss Hamill has come on in place of Seamus Kennedy for Tipperary. We're inside the last 45 seconds, it would appear, as Brian Cody looks on to see who's it going to be. Tipper hoping it'll be them because Dan McCormack has it. Gives it inside towards Bubbles. Back out again. So important they don't waste possession. Seamus Callan blocked down. Is there time for one more Galway attack? They get that ball with Pádraig Mannion. Slips it down through the middle. So important they win this. But Tipperary's James Barry gets there instead. Back out as far as Brendan Maher. Slips it forward once again as far as Paddy Maher. Back into the inside forward line. So important now that Galway's cornerbacks can win it. There may still be some time. Almost 2 minutes has been played. Will the referee allow one more attack to develop? It's fumbled, it's out over the sideline, and it's a missed opportunity there. David Collins unable to keep it in play. Tip will be in no hurry to take the resultant sideline. The minimum between the teams.
Went right to the death, and in fairness to Tipperary, I thought they showed great heart. You know, they were hit with 2 sucker punches. Yeah. The goal after half time. I mean, it was a ball they should have dealt with. They didn't deal with it. Caught the break, goal, and you know, to come back from that, I think was immense. But I think critically for Tipperary, they got Dahi Burke off the edge of the square. You know, he was a colossus there all through. You know, Seamus, he was very much minding Seamus. Ball was coming in 50-50. Seamus moved out to the corner, and it just created. They put John McGrath in the inside line, brought on Bubbles, and I mean, his finish was just sublime. There's very few forwards who managed to get in that tight an angle. And those 2 goals ultimately gave us that bit of breathing space. But full credit to Galway. You know, they didn't go away. You know, I think David Burke, you know, he could be on life support after this. I mean, to be honest with you, he covered every ounce of Croke Park. Yeah. He hit the world of the ball. But, you know, in fairness to Galway, I thought they were heroic in the game. But ultimately, Tip got that little break, you know, similar to last year. It could have been even Stephen, but Tip got the break, and Mick Ryan will be absolutely over the moon for the simple reason is he's got a stick to beat some of those guys with, because some of them didn't play up to scratch. It was probably their poorest performance of the championship so far, so they're set up nicely for these boys in 3 weeks' time.
Absolutely. We thought, by the way, Liam, we were half making plans for a Tip double header next week.
I don't think we'll be hearing the football anyway, Michael, so even right so. But no, I think Liam's point is right, you know, and that's the concern as a Kilkenny man here, sitting here, is that Tip did not perform. But they did show steel, they did show character, all the things we've questioned before about them, and they responded very, very well. But I will go back to Galway. You know, one of our colleagues here had a fair old dig at them after the Leinster final. But I think Galway's performance this year, their level of consistency, they never gone up. Joe wasn't sitting in the dugout, but they kept on working. I think their work rate was absolutely massive, and they can be very, very proud of their performance and the way they've. I think this year, you know, in the championship, they've been a real plus to the championship this year.
There's no doubt about that, Cyril. I mean, it's disappointment, obviously, from a Galway point of view, but as Henry said, they died with their boots on.
They did. Michael, look, they gave everything. David Burke, Joe Cooney, Conor Cooney, Jason Flynn, Dahi, you know, they tried. Look, that was ebb and flow, ebb and flow. Galway got the breaks, you'd imagine, to kind of go into the lead. Tip came back 2 up at half time. Next thing, was level again. But like they'll be disappointed, but they're still thereabouts. Now it's going to be hard to take it. But like the last few years they played Tip, last year it was Galway's turn, this year's Tip turn. Of course, the boys, Henry over here, they're still in the corner. Now Michael Finley will be a big loss, and Joe Cannon was a big loss. But like I think the Tip team proved themselves today because they won a very, very tight battle. I expect the Bubbles to be on the next day. I'd say Jason Ford will have a fair shot as well. These lads are natural forwards, and as Liam said, the goal he got, like to be able to